Hey guys, this is Killrob speaking, and in today's little dev update we are getting so close to the first release of the Unreal version, and I have several good news for you, but also some really bad news for you. And no, not quite a delay, although you probably won't like what you have to hear, because, like I said last time, unless we encounter something really bad breaking the game. Well, we did encounter something really bad breaking the game like crazy. And that was more data corruption, and we finally tracked it down to what it actually is. And indeed it has something to do with the memory handling, but it is in conjunction with the multi-threadedness of the Lua calculations going on. So that is rather tricky, and Kaz will spend like the last 1.5, 2 weeks just figuring that out while Isaac was continuing to work on UI and so on. And that certainly is a massive issue, but we do not want to delay the release much further, and the version you see here has no data corruption anymore. But, that's the big but, and the bad news. And that is currently we are running on a single thread until, for the Lua calculations that is, until we have fully fixed it up. So far it's looking pretty good, but we can't guarantee that it will be multi-threaded again until the release on Friday, which we try to keep. So that means all calculations are damn slow compared to what they have been in the previous videos, and you will certainly see that when I'm building stuff. Oh, whoa, what's going on here? Yes, slow. It has to load the room. Whoa! Okay, recording at the same time, while its single-threaded Lua is kind of bad, it seems. But anyway, why is it still loading? Oh, wow, okay. Well, that took a while. That took a while. Calculating a car from scratch with just one single Lua thread on a somewhat older PC. I'm running a hexa-core, but each core is pretty slow. So that took a while. But now the car is calculated and we can change sliders without everything breaking. And there are some other things you see pop up here. And that is all the graphs, which still need more polish, of course. But this is something we are going to handle during the open beta. And these categories are now working just fine. So you can change things around, and you see how the ranking changes and so on. You can later on you will also be able to pin your own demographics here, and no, they won't stay purple. That is we just started formatting those, and that is certainly not the final version of them, but they are working. They are giving you desirability and affordability right now, and that's really handy to see at all times, and even in here. So even in the engine designer, you can now change your engine around and get these stats and see how the demographics are changing. If I, for instance, let's switch over to valves there, and you can see those change, and of course all the stats change here. Drivability got higher, probably because we have less power. So that's pretty cool. So apart from it being dog slow, it's kind of working again, and we're definitely getting there. There's so much more polish to do though, but that is something we think is worth just bringing into the open beta phase and not have you guys wait any longer. And just to reiterate, as we talked about it in the last episode, I think the Unreal version will not replace the old version of automation completely, not at the start at least. So you will have, when you get this new version in open beta, you will then have the option to launch the old version or the new version, the Unreal version of automation, so that you still have the campaign options and stuff until we've fully implemented them, of course. And then you can just build some fancy cars in here and engines and make exhausts glow and whatnot, and then switch back to old automation to play your campaign. But probably after a while you will notice that, well, if we fix the speediness of the UI, that is, that you don't really want to return to the old UI, because this just feels a lot better. Also, one recurring theme, one question people were having was that, look, we have so few cars to choose from. Well, yes, at the start you definitely will have very, very few cars to choose from, but we are going to add a lot more than these 18 during the open beta, and that will probably be on the scale of about, let's say, around 10 new cars each week, as we are going to continually update them. And well, it's not new cars, it's like old new cars, the old cars refurbished to be able to be put into the Unreal version. Another quick thing I can show to you is that now finally we have exhausts and an engine stand that actually connects to the engine. That's some of the updates we have been working on the art side, and yeah, it's looking pretty good. It's all neat. And of course, you have already seen this up there, and that's now also fully working as intended. Still a little ugly, I don't really know where we want to place this for best results. Maybe up there or something, no idea right now, but this does the trick when it comes to functionality at least. And you will see that, there you see it. You can see how they change and become like, well, now front wheel drive no longer works for this setup. And when you deselect it, then this one won't show the arrow. And this is working in the following way. For the selected drive types up here, it will show the worst offender for each arrow. And the general coloring is showing you how critical they are right now. So front wheel drive, when we have it selected and change the size, you can see the arrow change, and then these are changing. So if you just want to have rear wheel drive version and an all wheel drive version, then you can just change the engine size and get lure arrows. Oh yes, lure arrows. Who doesn't love them? This is still a little bugged, obviously, but the lure arrow didn't cause the game to crash or anything. I can just continue on. So something has been going on, and maybe it's not even that relevant. So yeah, now I see I can still select rear wheel drive and all wheel drive. Let's see, maybe I did select front wheel drive for this one. No, okay. And for X4 even, if I wanted to. But as you can see, the longitudinal front wheel drive option has been completely disabled. That is because it doesn't fit. I think that is a good way of going about it and telling the user ahead of time which drive types would fit and which ones won't, and then make an informed decision about what you then are going to choose. And the engine warning system has been worked on a little bit more warnings in there, and now some of the next steps in the polishing runs kind of low priority right now compared to other things, but we are going to include car warnings as well, for instance, for bottoming out and like that good stuff which is easy to miss. And this warning system will help you, but you always will also have the engine warnings showing in the car designer, as in the trim design I mean, because, well, it's part of the car, right? And yeah, so far all looking good. And let's talk about something completely different, like in the last episode, and that would be the translations. We have now finally set up the platform for these new translations and have tried it out, and so far it's working pretty well. We have, this is internal testing, by the way, so no, you have not missed the opportunity to get into helping us translate the game, and that will come up. We still have to discuss how to best do that, but the platform we are on that is Crowdin, does support you just joining in and helping out. And yeah, so far we only are planning to expand on the core languages we have selectable right here, until we have the platform better sorted out, and then we will start supporting more languages as well. There is a lot of work translating this. I just checked and it's like 44,000 words in the game. It's quite massive. So that is a lot of work, and people need to collaborate on that platform in order to get the translation done. And it's pretty neat with translator roles, and you have proofreading roles and all kinds of good stuff. And you can vote on which variant of the translation is better and so on. It's really cool, and I'm looking forward to getting the translation done properly. But as I already showed you, you will not have the issue of missing string, blah blah blah, when you're selecting a language that hasn't that string translated yet. As you can see here, we just take the English version then. So it will be much more playable even as the translations are incomplete. This is very German. What is happening? Oh my god, comma for separating decimals. That is terrible. What are you doing, you Germans? What are you doing? This is terrible. The photo scenes will also be in this first version, but we still have a massive crash whenever I'm clicking one of these buttons. It's one of the simplest things in the game, our cherished programmers say, but somehow this completely hard crashes the game when I'm focusing the camera. But yes, so the canal will be in the game as well as the photo studio. Let's see, how do I change here? The canal and the photo studio. Yes, where am I? It is dark. Oh, I'm behind the scene, I guess. Ah, yes, there it is. Yes. So both of these will be in the version that is shipping to you guys in the open beta. So yeah, I think that's it for now. And more information about how to join in the open beta and how that all works, and maybe some more information about translations and stuff will be coming at right before launch, I would say. I will be making another update video for the launch itself to just fill you in what is supposed to be in this version, what is not working in this version, just to give you a good overview of what to expect from the version that is going to release on Friday. That is New Zealand time, probably late Friday New Zealand time, the way I know us. Maybe even Saturday morning New Zealand time if we are struggling. That will still be a Friday, of course, for most of the world. Alright, hope you enjoyed, and see you guys next time!